What's up YouTube? It's your girl Destiny Alexis and welcome back to another morning motivational video. Today's video is going to help you develop the confidence, set the boundaries, and also have the goals set for you to achieve your dreams so that you can take yourself more seriously in your life, which will help other people take you more seriously too. Taking yourself seriously starts with you identifying within yourself that there's some areas that you need to work on. There's some things that you need to develop, and there's some things that you also have to let go in your life. But the very first thing I want to focus on is conserving your time and your energy. And what I mean by that is setting boundaries that is going to benefit you in the long run. There's been many times in my life in certain relationships where I didn't have any boundaries set, and as a result, it affected my time, my energy. Ultimately, it developed me into a person I really didn't want to be at one point. So if you're someone who's constantly in relationships, whether that be friendships or relationships that you're looking to take more seriously, you have to really set boundaries and be very, very clear about what your non-negotiables are, your goals in life, and where you're trying to head, right? The reason why this is important is because oftentimes we get into these relationships, we get into these friendships where we never really set the bottom line, we never really set the standard, and the relationship just goes all over the place. Meaning you get your heart trampled on, the relationships end up bad, and it could have ended in a way of you all still being friends or still conserving a type of communication, but it never ends up being that way because those boundaries were not set from the beginning. Speaking for me, there's been plenty of friendships that I've been in where there was no standard set, where if you did this to me, it would hurt my feelings and I would feel like you betrayed my trust. So oftentimes I've been in friendships where it didn't end up working out for the long haul because we had different viewpoints on where we expected our friendship to go. Setting these boundaries early on is going to help people take you more seriously because you come with a take it or leave it package, and that's how you have to think about your relationships and friendships going forward. The next thing I would say is to go on your own personal development journey, and this has helped me so much in my life because whether I knew it or not, I was always searching for better. I was always searching for more, knowing that my life could be so much better if I just figured out how to live a better life. Ultimately, I came to God and I realized that the only way that I was going to live the life that I wanted was to give my life to Christ and also follow in his footsteps, let him guide me, let him direct me through life, because I was doing it alone and I was so confused. Time and time again, I was getting hurt. I was getting in relationships that were leading me into depression. I was becoming a worse version of myself because I was just entertaining so many different people and so many different friendships and just different life experiences that I had no business going through. But ultimately, I came out of it much stronger, and I've learned so many different life lessons from it that I wouldn't leave it for anything in the world. So I'm thankful for the things that I've gone through because it's allowed me to become the person that I am today. It's allowed me to learn certain life experiences that I wouldn't have had I not gone through those experiences. All of us have gone through something in our life, right? And I know that you've gone through certain things that you probably felt like you shouldn't have gone through. You probably felt like, why me? And you probably asked those questions time and time again. But I'm here to tell you that that experience is actually something that you can use to propel you going forward. Meaning, you don't have to look at it as some type of hindrance or something that held you back or something that's holding you back in life. You need to rewrite the narrative of your story and tell yourself, regardless of whatever I've been through, regardless of whatever my past says, regardless of whatever these people told me I couldn't do, what I would amount to and what I wouldn't amount to, I'm going to rewrite my narrative. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to take control of the story, and I'm going to set out for a new adventure. This personal development journey that you decide to go on is going to benefit you more than you know. My life has turned out the way that it has been because I have been obedient to God's twisting and turning of my life. And I know so many times people are afraid to go on the journey because that means that they have to let some things go. They have to leave some relationships alone. They have to leave some people in the past. But ultimately, had I not done those things, I would be exactly where I was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And it was an unhappy, unfulfilled place. And so if you're in a season of depression, if you feel like you're in a season of feeling lonely, if you feel like you're lost, if you feel like you don't know what to do, I encourage you to take yourself seriously and say, I'm going to go out on a whim. I'm going to do something that is uncomfortable, that's unfamiliar to me. I'm going to do something that most people my age aren't doing. I'm going to go on this personal development journey, and I'm going to take myself seriously for once so that I can become the person that I've always wanted to be, so that I can become the version of myself that I dream of, so that I can become that person that I don't even know that exists, but I know that there's better out there for me. Let go of the narrative. So whatever is holding you back, whatever you've been told in your life that's making you feel like you don't deserve it, that you're not deserving of a good life, that you're not deserving of a good relationship, that you're not deserving of the business that you want, that you're not deserving of living the life that you've always dreamed of. In my own personal life, I was holding on to these narratives, these conversations, these thought processes, these statements that were told to me in other relationships throughout my life, just growing up from life experiences that made me think of myself really lowly. And it wasn't until I started to unravel the different things that I've been through in life, there's been things that has happened that has had an effect on my life that up until recently I didn't even know existed, because I put it off in the back of my mind, because I stopped thinking about it, because I stopped focusing on it. But I'm telling you now, there's certain things that are in your life you don't even know that exist. So I encourage you to do the deep soul diving and really think of the different life experiences that you have that have shaped you into the person that you are, because I guarantee you there's a few things that you're holding on to, a few things that someone possibly said to you, and a few ways that you feel about yourself that aren't even ways that you truthfully feel about you. Understand how it's made you feel and ultimately let it go. The next thing I need you to do is develop a leadership mindset. And what do I mean by that? I mean, instead of you feeling like you have to wait for someone's approval, for you to wait for someone to give you the go, instead of you waiting for someone to tell you that this is a good idea, or this is something that you should do, or this is something that you should take on, I want you to position yourself as a leader for your own personal self and say, regardless of what anyone thinks, regardless of anyone else's opinion, I'm going to do the things that I know I need to do to set myself free. I'm going to do the things that I know I need to do so that I can live the life that I've always desired to live. It wasn't until I made up the decision within myself to say, I'm going to take myself seriously, that I'm not letting any outside factor affect that my life started to go in the direction that I've always wanted it to go in. If you feel like there's something that's holding you back, if you feel like it's not the right time for you to do something, I encourage you to think a little bit deeper about the things that you're saying, and think to yourself and say, it's never the right time, but I'm going to make the time to do this. It's not the ideal moment, but I'm going to make this time the best time for me. Maybe I don't have all of the equipment. Maybe I don't have all of the followers. Maybe I don't have everything that I desire, but I'm going to work today as if I have those things. I'm going to set out today, and I'm going to plan out my day. I'm going to plan out the month. I'm going to plan out the year, and I'm going to take myself seriously because I'm interested to see all that I can accomplish this year. And I know that you feel the same way. So if you are looking to take yourself more seriously this year, you have to take on the leadership role to say, despite what it looks like, despite what's around me, despite what everyone else is saying around me, what everyone else has to say about it, who's watching me, who's supporting me, and who's not, I'm going to get up today. I'm going to make the decision to do what I need to do because I'm excited and I'm anticipating a better outcome in the near future. Stop having this imposter syndrome of thinking that you're living an imposter life, that there's no way from your background that you can become all these things that you want to be. There's no way that little old me can accomplish the things that I've wanted to accomplish. Let go of that. There's been many times in my life where I never thought that I was qualified for the job. I never thought I was qualified for the position. I never thought that little old me would have this opportunity, but God has showed me time and time and time again. It doesn't matter what your background says. It doesn't matter what anyone else told you. It doesn't matter what you feel like your life looks like to you. I called you to the opportunity, which means I've equipped you with the tools that are necessary for you to do the job. I've equipped you with all the information, the knowledge, and I'm going to give you what you need to say because you've gone through the life experiences and you don't even know. I'm putting you in this position because you're going to help other people. You're going to bring other people to the kingdom of God through your story, through your testimony, through your hardships, through your transparency, through your realness. I'm going to use you as a vessel to bring people to me. You don't even know. And so you're in a season, in a situation where you're thinking God didn't call you to amount to this, or he didn't qualify you for the position, but God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And so if you're confused about why why you? And if you think that you're not qualified for the job, let go of the imposter syndrome, because God is going to bring his children in a position for them to be equipped with what they need to do his work. If you're doubting yourself for any second, you're doubting God. And I don't want you to do that. And so trust his plan, trust his calling, and know that regardless of what it looks like around you, if God called you to be there, he's going to equip you with the tools needed for you to do the job. Develop a mindset that's empowering and more positive, because you're going to need it on your journey. And as you decide to take yourself seriously, don't think that obstacles are not going to come your way. Don't think that things are going to come in your way and stand in your path and distract you. But ultimately, that leadership mindset, that leadership position I told you to step in earlier, is going to help you when you're developing your mindset, because the mindset is going to hold you in the position that you need to be in. It's going to keep you calm in those nights where you're doubting yourself and you're doubting your vision and you're doubting everything that you're standing for currently. You're doubting the journey, you're doubting the walk, when you're doubting the personal development journey that you're going on, when you're becoming a better version of yourself. There's always going to be that little chatter in the back of your head to tell you, well, remember when you did this? Remember when you did this? Remember when they said this about you? Remember when you went through this situation? It's always going to be there. But that's just to distract you, right? And so if you develop the positive mindset to say, regardless of whatever is speaking to me, speaking about me, whatever situations get brought to my remembrance during this journey, I'm going to decide to choose to take myself seriously, because I am excited for the version of myself that I see in the future. I'm excited for what God is bringing to me. I'm excited for the journey itself, because there's going to be difficulty along the way. The Bible never says that we're not going to face hard times. In fact, it says we're going to have those difficult moments. We're going to experience hardships. We're going to experience those obstacles. They're going to come our way. But we have to trust in God and know that he's going to guide our steps. He's going to direct our path, and he's going to keep us on the right path as long as we trust in him. And so trusting and believing in your journey and taking yourself seriously is going to help you on this journey to becoming the better version of yourself and to becoming all that God's called you to be. So sis, I encourage you to spend this next year taking yourself seriously so that other people will take you seriously as well. Well, I hope that this video was helpful. Drop your favorite part in the comment section. And if you've ever been in a situation where you've had that self-doubt, maybe you've dealt with the fact that you don't believe that anyone will believe in you on your journey. Maybe the personal development part is holding you back. Whatever it is, I want you to comment below what you struggle with so that we can have a conversation, and maybe you can help other people realize that we're all dealing with some of the same situations, but ultimately, as long as you go on this journey and you're willing to go on the journey and you're willing, God is going to work it out for you. Well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
It's been a minute since I called. Had to stop just to